Life is storm, he can't refuse. Kicked to dust, but he won't stay. As a black sheep, he fights the dark to find his way. The wounded heart still beats strong. Walks the line of right and wrong. Nightmare chases, he won't weep. Trampled dreams won't break his sleep. Flying arrow gonna rise. Life's punches won't disguise. Man of sin, man of grace. Life's black sheep, he won't fade without a trace. Creeping around his feet, every stumble can't defeat. Broken bones and ragged scars, he stands tall through bitter wars. Whispers say he won't prevail, but his spirit built to sail. Every fall just makes him rage, dancing on this bloodstained stage.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I've been live. So it's going to take me a minute to get everything going again. Get the comments showing. Got little man over here. Start off by saying thank you, Ann, for being here. Hey, Matt. Sorry I wasn't able to make your live last night. I'll get into a little bit of why here in a little bit. Miss Mo. Dad. Wendy. Hey, Tom. Hey, Busby. Oh. Hi, Daniel Berry. Hey, Matt, traveling hobbyist. So first, I want to start off with saying it's been a couple weeks since I've been live. Can y'all hear me okay? Make sure my mic is working right. Make sure everyone can hear me just fine. Will you stop swinging that, bub? Okay. I'm assuming everyone can hear me. Yes, he is having a lot of fun, Busby. He's got this little colored sand thing that they made last year, and he is just having a blast swinging it around, and I keep telling him not to hit anything or swing it around, but you know how that goes. But I haven't been live in a couple weeks, so there's been a few different reasons for that, but the number one reason is, number one, being busy. Oh, hey, Kenneth Bird, good to see you. Number two is I have had some health issues lately. Not really going to get into what, but they have been kind of major health issues that I was going to go live last week, and it stopped me from going live. Along with that, last week we had a OB appointment for Tisha and the baby. So, and then we had one this morning. So, hey, Bob. Calm down, please. Hey, Georgianne. Good to see you. Yeah, we got someone else. Hey, Wendy.
Hey. Yeah, last week I was like, yay, I'm finally off in the evening. I don't have to sleep. And then there was nothing.
Oh, Busby must not know. Oh, you want to say hi?
Hi, little man.
Say hi. You have spaghetti on your face? Busby, yes. My wife, about the baby, my wife is due. Originally, we thought, based on what the doctors had told us, the due date was the 30th of May. Now it turns out that as of today, from the ultrasound, it's actually June 5th. So we have a feeling it'll still be in May. So,
later May.
Yeah. Go sit. He's like, why?
I was like that as a kid too. Why? Why sit?
Hey, Gerd. Good to see you.
Hey, Gerd, sis.
But yeah, no, I've had some major health issues. There's a few people who know that's what's been going on. But last Thursday, I had a major seizure.
Oh.
And it was 20 plus minutes.
That's not good.
So they've been doing a lot of testing, and if I get to feeling like that again, I'm supposed to go directly to the hospital. So been having to watch health, kind of keep stress down, and a lot of other stuff for right now. So personal health comes before a lot of other things. So
true.
So can't do YouTube if you're, laying there seizing or having any issues.
You might get watchers. I don't think that's the way you want to do it.
Right. But
it's a little dangerous, and
yeah.
Then you'd have to have like a trigger warning on there.
Yeah. That also being said, I know several people may have heard that there was some issues with the event and stuff. So I'm gonna be clear and honest, because I've said since the beginning I was gonna be clear and honest about it. With the recent election, not talking political, local election, there is a new county commissioner for the park, and that commissioner was talking about putting magnet fishing where you have to have a permit. They were also talking about doing the same with metal detecting and anything that's kind of treasure hunting related. And then they were also wanting to impose fees on the event, but I have been working with the park commissioner, that's the current one, that I've been dealing with since the very beginning, and we have found some kind of loopholes to make sure that that does not happen and that everything goes as we have planned and continues to go the way that we have. So I have been dealing with all that red tape with the current person coming in office that I already don't like. Just because she's wanting to put the fee is outrageous. She's wanting to make $150 fee for magnet fishing
for environmental cleanup.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said. And one of the things is because we disturb historical sites at times, as she claims, she wants to put a permit in place of $150 fee, and she wants to have DNR control it. And DNR, who I happen to know, I talk with the guy all the time for our area. He literally said, if she does that, I will quit my job.
Well, disturb historical. I don't know about you, but the places I'm going are rivers that are not, are old.
Yep.
But I'm getting trash out of the water. I mean, let's be honest, it's trash.
A lot of it, yeah.
I mean, most of it's trash. I mean, you do every once in a while, you do get that 10%. You get the things that you're like, holy cows, I can't believe I found that. But
Yeah,
it still doesn't belong in the water. But yeah, no, 90% of what you get is trash that you're getting out of the water and you're cleaning it up.
exactly. And
And
so that's basically what I've had to say. And the DNR and the current county or parks person has basically told me that if they have any meetings or anything like that, they're going to make sure that I'm at the meetings to say, hey, no, this is what it is because I do this for YouTube, I do this for this, and I've got the proof for it. And I've got pictures on my phone and on my computer of all the garbage we find, all the rebar, all the crap like that.
well, actually, like I said,
like what you said. Unless you're flying around, then you get ATMs out. Yeah, I mean, the police never would have solved 2 crimes if I wouldn't have pulled those out. Who's going to want to go out if you're paying $150 for a permit every year?
That's yearly. Oh God, no.
So I mean, they've said if there's any meetings or anything where they actually start proposing a legislation for it, more than just the speculation she's talking, they're going to make sure that I'm at the meetings to help fight against it.
Well, get other people too. I mean, get the news talking about this because that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's environmental cleanup. If anybody watches my shorts, my videos, anything, and I know the people here do, but I'm showing trash because that's what I'm finding. And guess what? Every once in a while, I find something. Oh, look at this! Or mostly Greg. Mostly Greg finds the good stuff. I found a few good stuff, but mostly Greg. But you know what? We find trash. We find fishing lures, which aren't trash, but still not really needing to be in the water. But
I mean, yeah, like the last time Bug and I went out, we filled the back of the van up with enough to make almost $20 in scrap from the trash that we were pulling out of the water, and just the stuff that's just the metal. That's not to mention the 3 buckets that we dumped in a garbage bag in one of the parks or the river parks garbage cans. We filled that trash can up with fishing line, nets, garbage we'd picked up.
Oh yeah,
just right along this little pier where we were doing the live when we did that little live.
You fished with me and Greg, and
yeah,
you've seen. He goes and he walks and that's what we do when we pick up all the trash around where we're also fishing.
Yeah,
that's what we do. We clean the area. So not only are we cleaning the water, we're making sure the area that we're in is cleaner. I mean, I'm sitting here. I mean, you see that we wear gloves. We actually wear gloves under our gloves.
Yeah.
And so we take off our magnet fishing gloves, and here I am. We're picking up the trash that's all around.
Yep.
I don't have to touch it. I'm little mild germ phobe.
Oh yeah, I understand. No, and like Busby said, look at what you all did in Nashville. You made the water better.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a perfect example why, that's one of the things that I've mentioned with DNR is I've literally sent them shorts and pieces that I've not even put on my own YouTube because of, self-confidence issues and the video not being the best quality, but showing the trash and crap on the ground that we pulled up, not just me, but everyone around me, pulling these piles up. I have one where I'm walking from where you go down the stairs there in Nashville all the way to the end where David and Matt were at. And literally all you see is just the water and the piles on the left-hand side where we're wading through knee-deep water to do this.
Yeah.
And, how we had all those piles up. And then I've got a picture that Lee had gotten for me, thankfully, of that anchor that I'd pulled up. That was one of that barge anchor, and it shows one of the pictures literally shows that dumpster with how full it was and what we were doing with all the scrap. So I mean, I plan on using some of those, showing that this is what we did in Nashville. This is what we're going to be doing here, and showing the pictures and videos and stuff that we all use.
Come on, really? Is that river really historical though? That you need to put a protection on it?
Sadly, I see what you're saying, Matt. The it's all excuses in his opinion to know there is a select few who leave messes. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be people who leave messes. When Bug and we go out to one of our favorite parks where we go to the bridge, at that park, I usually try to take a bucket and try to fill it up with water. It's not always able to be done because of how many people are walking up and down that bridge, and that water actually gets to smelling because it stands for a lot of it. So, a lot of the time we'll just clean up the best we can and push it back into the water for the mud, but take our scrap and anything magnetic with us. And
Oh, yeah.
I've literally taken the Titan that I have and put it literally on the ground through the mud to pull any metal out.
Oh yeah, we've done that. One of the places we go, very smelly too, muddy, very smelly, and they'll have you pull it up and you're pulling your magnet out of mud on there, and I always rinse my magnet off before I pull it out. I do a little swirl and rinse it off. But yeah, you get mud on it, and we'll wash off where we're at, so when we leave, it looks better than when we got there.
Yeah, and like Matt, Traveling Hobbyist, has said, that may be their way to try to make it to where it's not allowed anymore for some of it. And then, like Mo said, that may be how their way of trying to make more money. Georgianne says you have to pay to magnet fish in the Ohio River now. Oh wow!
There's a lot of misinformation on what magnet fishing is. People see,
yep,
people see the big things on there, which yes, the big things are great, and yeah, I have Greg's got a few big things. They see it and think it's all for glamour and money making. It's not. It's for, we're trying to clean this planet for the next generation and for us, actually.
Yeah, I've got 3 kids who are going to have to live here longer than I am.
Yeah.
So, the planet needs to be cleaner for them. Bug, she loves to go and clean up. We have gotten one of her best friends to go with us, and her brother, the best friend's brother and dad, to go with us. And we literally all magnet fish. I even had little man tossing a magnet that day, and Tisha kind of pulling the magnet back in for 5 hours, which is usually longer than Bug and I go out at a time. But these kids were just having a blast, and it was introducing people to a new hobby. And that friend's dad, he works with the Environmental Council, so he was on board 100% with what we were doing because he works with the Water Environmental Council. So it's all stuff that I've been trying to cut through all the red tape over the last week, dealing with all this crap. And I think that we finally may have a solution. Like I've said, I just have to get all this red tape cut out, and then we'll be back to promoting the event and everything else. And I'm actually supposed to have a meeting here soon with the secretary, which is one of my friends, for the nonprofit.
Good.
We're gonna have a little, kind of like a little lunch meeting sometime in December or early January. Depends on when she can get off work, because she's the secretary for 2 different nonprofits, and she's working for the Department of Justice here in Iowa as victim advocacy. Along with that, she runs a women and children's shelter.
Wow.
So she is busy. And it's mostly like the deaf women and children's shelter that she does. So
that's very interesting. Yeah. Side note, for some reason YouTube is not letting me switch from top messages on in the live chat.
YouTube has been having problems.
That's why if you see me looking and look confused, because I've been trying to do it since the start.
Have fun, Matt.
It won't let me. Yeah. I don't know. So I might be missing messages just because it won't let me.
Yeah, see, YouTube messed up last week. This is one of the reasons I also didn't go live is last week, YouTube, over the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, YouTube has basically deleted all my moderators up until literally 2 or 3 days ago. All of my moderators were gone. Anyone who I had blocked was unblocked. And if I tried to do anything, I couldn't post videos, I couldn't post shorts, I couldn't comment in lives, nothing. I was completely locked out of everything. But I could go in and watch a video on my YouTube, just couldn't like it or anything. Whenever I tried to go into Rob FL Thunder's live this last weekend, I went in and I think I was able to leave maybe one comment near the end. But other than that, it wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
So YouTube's been having a lot of issues. I actually emailed their creator support about it and everything. And it literally took 4 or 5 days after I emailed them before anything was done. So
yeah, I went in and I see top, see top messages. So you click on it so you can switch it. And I'm touching it and it's doing nothing. Oh.
Hey, Benji.
He looks like. You want to see Benji?
Is that Benji?
Oh, he just burped.
Okay, watch your show. He's cute. That's what he said.
Yeah, he's wearing his new sweater that says "Mommy's Little Monster." It's cold. He got a haircut this past Saturday, and it's cold. And
Matt says that their shorts have taken a hit lately. Used to get 1K or more views. Now,
yeah, mine too. My last ones have been like, 400s, upper hundreds, and I'm usually getting 1K at least 5 times a week.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been able to post for a while. I might be able to get out this weekend. Just depends. We're expecting more rain again.
Yeah.
But next week we're expecting that dreaded S word.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They said that. They said that probably Sunday.
They told us for next Friday, and they're saying about a foot.
They're saying Sunday for us.
Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't come.
Me neither, because I don't want to deal with it. But
if it can come after Thanksgiving is over and we get back from Thanksgiving, that's my idea.
Well, I ain't going anywhere at Thanksgiving. I'll be lucky if I have off.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been raining here the last week off and on, BuzzFeed. So
been raining here too. And the problem is with like my work, I have 1 day off a week, Friday, and Greg's has Sunday and Monday off. So it's not, we don't get to do much.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. This whole week I've had just my doctor's appointments alone. I've had 6 doctor's appointments this week.
Ugh.
And 4 of them had blood draws. But the last one, no, I finally got my new ear molds.
Ooh.
So those are the new earpieces. That goes in my ear. Kind of see it a little better there. The clear part goes in my ear, so it is not silicone anymore. The silicone I am allergic to, and my audiologist, she was cleaning my ears out yesterday, and she goes, you have a physical imprint in your ear of the silicone mold for the earpiece. She goes, it is literally eating your skin where I can see where it's been sitting. And she's like, we should have gotten these a long time ago. I'm like, yeah. She goes, your insurance is what took it so long. It literally took my insurance took over a year for them to approve it.
Well, that's what I hate about it. Insurance. Doctors say, hey, they need this. And the insurance company's like, do they though?
Yeah.
You tried this? No, we can't try that. They're allergic to one of the ingredients. But really, do they need it? Oh. And it's not a doctor who's reviewing it ever.
Oh, I know. It's just someone from the insurance company who's like, I think I know enough.
Well, no, they might actually have. They do have some nurses on there, but and don't get me wrong, nurses are great. I, was a CNA and a med tech, dealt with nurses, but and sometimes they do know better more than the doctor. But if you're going to be dealing with something like people's medication, or you're saying yes or no to a procedure, it should be a doctor reviewing it.
Yeah. But they took forever because these molds, each one is $500 for that little bit of acrylic plastic. And I'm like, really? I have a buddy who could have made that for like $30.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I remember, was it the last time I filled up my inhaler? Well, I needed, I think, I forgot but I filled up my inhaler. I was refilling actually 3 of my medications. And it was on my way home from, I was on my way home from actually the doctor's, which was 45 minutes away. So the doctor called it in, hey, need this, update my refills and things like that. And so 3 medications. My inhaler was one of them. The other 2 medications were approved approved and everything right away. Like within 5 minutes, I saw, okay, we're working on it. There was a hold on my inhaler. I'm like, what the heck? Insurance. I'm like, you're reviewing the thing that helps me breathe?
Yeah. Like most said, if they don't write it right, the insurance will kick you back for the wrong codes. Yeah, that is sometimes a problem. Rowan, Bob.
But this is an inhaler. This is a Pro Air inhaler.
For me, with these, they kept kicking it back because they're like, oh, he's got knee braces that have silicone in them. Why is he not throwing a fit with those? It's like I wear them over clothes. Yeah. And I told him that. And I was like, I wear it over the clothes. It's not direct contact with the skin. Well, you've had this, you've had those for this long. I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I do have issues. Here's proof. Here's pictures that I've worn this knee brace for an hour, and then you see it raw, ready to bleed for the skin. I'm like, here's these proofs. My doctor even has some of them, but
yeah, and like me, my doctor, I have, most of my allergies would not affect me medically, but there is, like, I can't have aspirin. I am allergic to latex. I'm allergic to nickel. You go through this whole list of, and then last year I had an allergic reaction to the flu shot. So now I'm going to have to go through my doctor and get a flu shot that I hopefully won't have an allergic reaction to. But I'm dreading the insurance company going, no, use this other one.
Yep.
Because you know how insurance companies are.
Oh, yeah.
No, within 2 hours, I got the flu shot, and now I've had flu shots for over 20 years. I'm not one of those people who are like, no, I don't want to do it. No, I've had it because for over 20 years, I got it every year when I was a CNA, it was mandated. And then when I stopped doing it, when I stopped being a CNA and all that, I still did it every year because, it's better, although probably because of the allergic reaction. I actually got the flu this past year.
Oh,
After
I got the flu so bad in December or end of December, right around Christmas.
mine was January. I got the flu.
Hey,
I was
Bob.
so sick. And
See,
I
I
knew
ended up getting Tisha and I got influenza A, and the kids got influenza B this
Yeah.
last year.
I got influenza B. I knew it was influenza B because my son was diagnosed with it 3 days before I started getting symptoms.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got influenza. I'm like, stay away. And then, yeah, I got sick. And let's talk about how like hospitals and doctors treat women different than men. He went in influenza A and got a 5-day work excuse. I'm like, I got a day's worth of work excuse. And this is the walk-in clinic though. With the actual influenza A diagnosis, I could have definitely messaged my doctor if I needed more time, but I got a day. But that day I was off of work. I walked in. I'd called in the next 2 days, but if I would have had to call in a third day, I would have needed to get the doctor's excuse. But a man goes in there and he gets 5 days. A woman goes in there and she gets, oh, you can be excused for the day. I still had a fever 2 days later.
Oh, we're talking about that and stuff. These schools here in Des Moines, the new state legislation or federal legislation, whatever it is for the schools. So Bug has missed a couple days of school, 4 days this semester so far. The first day of school, she was sick. She had a doctor's appointment. We didn't have a vehicle. We had med ride. And it was literally waiting for med ride at 9 a.m. to get here. They didn't show up until 9:30. The appointment was at 10:15, and it's 45 minutes away.
Oh.
So we're late to the appointment even. And then by the time that we get done with the appointment, we're waiting for 2 to 3 hours after the appointment's over before MedRite even picks us up to bring us home. So by the time that we get back home, it's 2 p.m. We forgot to grab a doctor's note. So I called the doctor and they said they were going to fax it over to the school. Well, she's missed a couple other days where we've notified them, hey, she's not going to be here. She's sick. She's got IBS. This is acting up again. When she gets an IBS attack, it gets really bad. Last week she missed a day. We had a doctor's note for it. And it doesn't matter. Last Friday, she had a doctor's appointment, and I took her to it, got a doctor's note, took her to school. Basically got told that they're counting every minute the kids are out of school when it's school hours against them. Every minute. If they miss an hour for a doctor's appointment, even if you get a doctor's note now, they're still counting it against the kids on their attendance policy.
My daughter, she had gastrointestinal, something with her stomach on there, and she went to one school district on there, and even though she even had like the endoscopy and everything, and she didn't have ulcers, but she had scar tissue on her stomach. but no, not ulcers. And so she was actually having to drink some before she ate, had to drink this thing that would coat her stomach and all this.
Yeah.
She's throwing up all the time. She was sick. And yeah, now she does have IBS too. So she had whole, and she had it and she was sick a lot. And she was actually going to like 3 doctor's appointments a week. So she was going to several different appointments for several different things with all the issues she was having. And her junior year, they literally, even though she would get a doctor's excuse, and literally she'd call the doctor up and they just give us they literally took us to truancy court.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Yes. I was told that with how many Bug has got, we don't have to worry right now. But if we miss 2 more days, that we'd be getting a truancy letter in the mail.
But they took us on there, right? So her senior year, we switched school districts. Forget it. No. She started again, and I mean, she had the same thing. Now she turned 18 in January. So after she turned 18, it was on her to get the doctor's excuses. Before that, I had to tell her, hey, make sure you get them. But the new school district, and then, literally her junior year, her doctor wrote a note to the school's principal because something.
Amy.
Not a real doctor. Doctor something. Her GP, her general doctor, wrote a note to, because she also gets migraines. So she had migraines. She has, this issue. So she actually was seeing like 3 different doctors for 2 different doctors, and then her GP, because our actual general doctor was the migraine specialist. Yeah, not a neurologist, but the migraine specialist before you go to the neurologist, pretty much. And so that general doctor actually wrote a note to the school saying, hey, she has got a lot of medical issues, and the stress you're causing her is not helping. Please back off, which they didn't. Like I said, they took us to truancy court. Her senior year, different school district, and explained, hey, she's got all these medical issues on there. Oh, no problem. Just get a doctor's excuse. Never heard anything from it. I mean, she still had 3 separate doctor's appointments every week. And sometimes, like when she had like an endoscopy or something, she'd be off for 2 days. Which is understandable, right?
English car? Yeah, English.
Those doctors.
Car.
I wish I had the spine that I had now. I had then. I would have went to the news the way the school district was.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, it's a disability.
Right.
They're picking on a disability. Full disability, and it's a hidden disability. Migraines are a disability. Her gastrointestinal problem, it's a disability, and they were picking on a kid with a disability.
Yep.
Not all disabilities are visual. Of course, I'm sure that with the visual disabilities too.
Yep, like Busby said, you call the ADA, but even they have limited resources at times. I do know that
she's going to be 24, and she's going to be 24 in January. I wish I had the spine back then that I have now. I do. I wish I did, because I would have literally went to the news. And, that whatever on your side, every area has that. Yeah, because if I would have went then and been like, hey, the school is picking on disabilities.
That's awesome, Amy. I'm glad they showed up. Hey, Dan. But yeah, no, I see a new spinal specialist next Friday to look about if he thinks I'm a candidate for surgery.
Ooh,
I've had increased issues in my right leg and back with it
be
here
careful,
lately.
because sometimes the surgery can make things worse.
Yeah, see, the last surgeon I saw, he wouldn't even touch me.
Because it can cause scar tissue that can actually, I've known, actually,
Yeah.
it was something that should have been a simple, like it was a, the like the blown disc or whatever, bone disc.
Yeah, I've got that from L2 down.
Yeah, well, they did surgery to help it, and actually caused scar tissue, which now cause permanent, worse than
Yeah.
before. Can't even walk. Can't walk more than like 10 feet.
Yeah, see, that's like my issue at times. I've had it to where my whole right side will go completely dead. And I'll be walking with my cane or leaning against the wall, and literally I'm on the ground 2 seconds later
Ooh.
because I can't feel anything in my right leg, and the left leg starts to go numb and dead.
And
That's what started to happen last week whenever I had
sciatica,
the major seizure.
yeah, sciatica too. It like scar tissue near the site, and it hit the sciatica, and yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, like, and they're like, the doctors are like, "Oh, how bad's the pain been? Scale of 1 to 10." I'm like, "There's not a high enough number on that scale."
When they always ask me 1 to 10, I go, just to let you know, I get migraines.
See,
So if I'm giving,
I've told them I get migraines
yeah,
and I've got a super high pain tolerance. I have literally taken since the car accident March 30th of last year. I've taken every opioid and pain medication that is available, including fentanyl, in the emergency room. And none of them have helped. The doctors have literally found I have
it's nerve pain. That's the problem.
well, even the nerve medications are limited on relieving the pain.
Yeah.
Because they've tried doing the test nerve burning and nerve blocks, and they won't even help.
See,
I
nerve,
don't think
yeah,
I don't
nerve,
think they're getting it in the right place though.
normal pain medication doesn't really help nerve pain. I, I luckily the only nerve pain I've ever had was, well, not luckily, was my optic nerve, and felt like somebody was sticking a knife from behind my eyeball and stabbing me, and when and took way too long to figure out what was the optic neuritis and caused damage. But hey, but yeah, that pain, no. I mean, I'd get pain, and when I first went and saw the doctor, they're like, "Oh, it's dry eye because your eyes don't have any, pain receptors. You feel it behind it." And me never having dry eye in my life, believed them. So I started doing the eye drops, and it went away because, yeah, neuritis went over, neuritis calmed down for a while, and then it started up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, and really, honestly, I'm not even blaming the doctors on that one, because I'm not blaming them, because I went into my normal eye appointment, telling
Yeah.
them, hey, I have this shooting pain behind my eye, and they had no other, no other thing. Oh, okay. It wasn't until I went, all of a sudden I noticed that my visual changes. Like, I was looking at a flat, a wall that was, like most walls are textured, but I was at a place, and this wall was just flat. And I realized that it looked like it was marbled. And I'm like,
Bob.
yeah.
He says red hair can cause pain. Haha.
Oh, no, that's it. No, I don't. Greg's pain. Greg's pain is different.
Yeah. Yeah. But
But
no, with what Busby said there, that's one of the only things that they've tried that's actually worked a little bit is medical. stuff like that, the medical cannabis and stuff. They've tried that experimentally, and that's one of the only things that's helped with a little bit of the pain. But there's double-edged sword there on everything. So
Well, with that one, it doesn't really help. I mean, you still feel the pain, but it's like over there somewhere. It's how it kind of is. Like over there, and you feel it, but it's over there, and
yeah. See, Tisha's mom had an issue for a while where she literally went almost blind in one eye, and they found out that it was because of an eye infection. Even though the doctors had looked at her, she went to like 10 different optometrists, and she finally went to a specialist, and he looked at her. He goes, "Take this antibiotic or the steroid and see if it fixes it, see if it helps it." And she started taking it, and it started going away. Then she would be off of it for a week or two, and it'd come back.
you see, mine, the neuritis is not because my eyes are actually not dry. I never had dry eye in my life, so mine are usually mostly moist. I have
Yeah.
so they're always watery. Best way to describe it. But so them saying it's not the dry eye didn't cause the neuritis. It's actually the MS caused the neuritis. I actually have retrobulbar optic neuritis, which is that's a way of saying it's behind, not it's not in on my optic nerve. It is on my optic nerve,
It's
but
behind it.
it's the nerve fibers.
Yeah.
It's still the nerve, but it's the nerve fibers behind the optic nerve, and where it was located, and does occasionally, not often now, but occasionally I'll still get a flare up. It's right where the nerve fibers cross. How they know that is my right eye's got the most nerve damage, but my
Yeah.
left eye has just, my left optic nerve has a slight nerve damage. So they know it's where it's behind the optic nerve, right near where the nerve crosses. Plus, I've had all those lovely tests where they put the little electrodes and make me stare at a screen. And yeah.
Oh, I hate those. Give me just a second.
Yeah. Say hi, everyone. I don't think he wants it. He doesn't want any of it.
Okay. But we decided that my vision therapist and I decided yesterday or the other day that we're gonna hold off on vision therapy for about a month while they figure out what's going on with the seizures and all that stuff. That way they don't trigger any extras with the straining the eyes or anything. So, because there is some flashing lights for the vision therapy.
Ah, yeah.
So that's one of the things that we're kind of putting on hold for a little bit.
That makes. I'll tell you what, the little electrode things watching the screen was not as bad as the field vision test. That was not fun because you had to sit there and press a button, every time you saw to see what your field of vision is, which mine is not that good. Really not that good.
See, I have an EEG. I have an EEG scheduled for next Wednesday, or this coming Wednesday, I should say. I am not looking forward to that.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I don't look forward to any doctor's appointments at all, ever.
Man. Hey.
I have to schedule my yearly appointment so I can get my refills on my medications for the next year.
Yeah.
I don't know what tests they're going to do. I mean, all the tests I've done are like the age appropriate test. I think I'm clear for another few years. So do any tests. I mean, last year I had diabetes test, fine. Year before I the had the heart tests and other things. So hopefully I'm good.
See, Bob says with all the problems, he says with all the problems I have, doctor won't put me on full disability. My doctor wants me to be on disability, but they won't allow it. I've been fighting with them for over a year now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have to fight. They get, it's ridiculous things that they decline. Like stepmother was fighting. I think she fought for like 3 years. She was in a car accident.
Ooh.
She actually has from her skull to mid back. It's all. She's got all the wire, like what the rods and everything. Can't bend her neck and anything like that. She was fighting for 3 years. Like disability would decline if they're like, oh, she had surgery, so that fixed it, because she had several surgeries because they had to keep adjusting the rods and things like that. She'd be pinching her. You know what? What finally got her disability was her arthritis in her feet.
Yeah. I was literally told by disability whenever I went to court for it back in March. They questioned me, and then they wanted to know all about the landscaping company I used to own, what I did for it, how long I've done landscaping, how
Yeah,
more interested in it than what was going on. And then they started asking me about my disabilities and stuff. And I tell them, well, I've got this on this date, this happened, which triggered a series of effects for this, and I start going down the list. And I'm like, you can see me barely able to walk in here. I was like, and that's not an act of me putting on. That's how I'm walking right now, because I can't feel my right leg. And they're like, oh, well, we'll take that into consideration. Then they turn around and they gave me this answer of declining it because I had missed being disabled from that condition by 1 day when they made the decision.
what?
I was not disabled for a year by 1 day when they made their decision, so they declined it. So now we went to go put the appeal in, and at this point, I'm like, you know what? Get a lawyer. I'm getting a lawyer. And I hire the lawyer's office. The lawyer's office still does not have ability to talk on my behalf because they keep losing, the disability people keep losing the paperwork. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, no, she was battling it for 3 years, and she'd have to have a surgery because, when you have rods going down half your back, you have to have surgeries quite often to adjust things. Like it would pinch a nerve, and they'd have to. And I mean, she had she cannot stand for very long. Also, cannot sit for very long. Type things. I mean, she can't turn her head at all. And they kept declining. Oh, she had because they were going, well, they said, she had surgery, so it should have fixed it. Well, no, it doesn't. It does not. But yeah, like I said, what finally she got a lawyer. What the lawyer finally got to push through is because she had arthritis in her feet. I'm like, wait, I have arthritis in my feet.
Me too.
I found that out by accident when I had a Yorkie.
Oh God.
And I had a Yorkie, and it was winter, and I went out, took her out, and actually slipped, but I was right in front of the car. I stopped myself, but in the process of stopping myself, my foot turned.
Go sit. You're okay. Just because Sissy said no doesn't mean you have to take it.
But yeah, in the process of doing that, I actually tore a ligament in my left foot.
Oof.
And after 2 days, they took an X-ray thinking it was broken, and they're like,
Give me just a second.
"Yep." Well, my little doggy is begging for attention here too. So say hi, everyone. That's not Greg. That's Benji. Did I say your name? Come here. Oh, he's staring at me. No, you stare at them. No. Nope. I tried to get his head tilt, but he won't do it by saying his name. By me just saying Benji, he won't do it. He only does it when it's on a screen.
All right, I'm back. He's throwing a fit because he wanted to drink, and he wanted to take Sissy's Kool-Aid.
Ah, well, honestly, the reason I understand why she said no,
Yeah,
but
they each got one of those boxes of the 10 packs, and they wanted each one wanted both flavors, so I split each one in half. He went through his box in 2 days.
oh,
And Sissy took them to her. I put hers in her room, and she's been savoring them in her room. Well, he just caught her moving them. It was like, I want one.
in his defense, he's 3 and doesn't understand saving or savoring, and doesn't understand she still has it because she didn't suck through it.
Yeah. If I can find this picture now.
All right, I do have to step away because I'm being stared at by a dog.
Yep.
I should be happy that he's not scratching my head.
Real quick, before you step away, see if this will show. Let me write this down. There's the ultrasound picture.
Oh, look at little Skittle. Little Skittles is cute.
So,
Oh, he's about ready to scratch my head. So,
yeah, I'll let you take him out.
yep.
But let me see here. Oh, dang it. Nope, not what I wanted. Yep, it's a thing. So let me see if I can copy this. I'm not going to be alive too much longer, but I'll drop the link if anyone else wants to come up for a few minutes. So Yeah, I'm not gonna be alive too much longer because I gotta try to get these kids to bed soon. Yeah, Gert, I know all about how those rods are. My older brother, he's got the Harrington rod going from what is it? C2 to L4. So the whole length, and he's actually had 2 of those that were titanium, and he's had to have them replaced. So I understand exactly what those are like, and that's the last thing anyone wants is those rods. But link is there if anyone wants to come up for a few minutes. So I'm beat. The OT is nuts. Yeah, I hear you there, Johnny. Hope you get some rest soon. So this week has been nuts. Like 6 doctor's appointments this week for me alone. So it's not my doorbell. But yeah, everyone else is doing pretty good. Little man stayed home today because he had a headache, but that's the reason I haven't ever gotten rods for my scoliosis. Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword with it. I mean, it may help for a while, then they break. It depends on what it is, and you know how they put them in. It honestly depends on who the doctor is doing them and everything. So if you get a good surgeon, usually they'll last for a while.
Benji's new thing this last couple days is trying to run in the road to chase after the leaves.
Oh God, no.
Good thing I have he has a retractable leash that I can stop him.
Yeah.
But every time, I mean, we have no sidewalks, so it's grass, curb, road.
Yep.
And yeah, he like just I'm like, no, why are you trying to be suicidal, dog? And we don't live we live on a semi-busy street.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 2 major streets that go, east and west on there, and Main Street and our street, and all the other streets don't actually go east to west from one side of town to the other. And so those are the options depending on where you go. You either go down our street or you go down Main Street. Main Street obviously is busy, but and nobody goes 25, even though that's the speed limit down our street because it's the last street of the town.
Oh gosh, I know exactly what that's like. A couple weeks ago, we are not a very busy street at all. You know, the street, Main Street, is behind us. Our street that we live off of, not very busy usually. It's residential, but then we're on the corner pretty much. Well, there's this guy who lives on our street who literally thinks that it's okay to go 50 miles an hour on a residential street that there's kids on. And little man was coming around the van one day and went to go run to where Sissy was at. She was on the other side of the street. You know, he's 4 years old. He doesn't understand the full look both ways when he's coming around the backside of the van. This dude literally turns the corner so sharp that you can hear the tires squill and then guns it to go down the street. If he wouldn't have hit his brakes and Tisha be right there to pull little man back, he'd be gone with how fast that guy goes. And the guy's sitting there yelling in his van. I step out from around the van and I go, I will make you a GD puppet if you don't slow the F down.
Yeah, I mean, we don't, Main Street's like 4 blocks down, but so
Yeah.
there's only 2 streets that literally go all the way across our Main Street. And now we're semi busy. I mean, like I said, Main Street is busy, but we're semi busy. We do get a lot of traffic. But yeah, they're blaring down the street. And I'm like stopping the dog.
Yeah. I've actually, because of how fast this guy goes, and several neighbors have complained about him, I've called the city's traffic division and requested for speed bumps.
I don't want speed bumps on my street, but
As much as it'd kill my back, I've requested them.
I don't think they do it on our street. But we have mentioned to police officers, like sometimes you see them, like there's accidents, and sometimes, and most of the time they're like oddly like just a block away from my house.
Yeah.
And I've talked to the cop like, hey, you know, you guys could just sit on one of these side streets, you know, lots and lots of tickets. No, instead of sitting on the side street where, you know, people drive by and they don't see them,
Push the power button on it.
they sit at the stop sign a few blocks down.
Let's see the controller.
And they're not even doing our street. They're doing the street that's coming off
Let's
the
see the controller.
highway. That, yes, people speed on that too. That's not a residential area where they're doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the side of the prison. There's no residential. I mean,
Hey, LL. I am not speed bump, Dad.
no, that is rude.
That's what he's called me since I've been hit, since I was hit by the car.
That's rude. And hey, I don't even think Greg would make that joke.
That's what he's literally called me since I was hit by the van last year.
And Greg makes some quite funny, inappropriate jokes, but I didn't even think he'd do that. Yeah, you know that. But I don't even think Greg would call you speed bump. That's just rude. Although he should talk, I heard he's got to like go see a urologist about some kind of burning sensation. That's usually where you go, right? The urologist.
I think so.
Yeah. I read somewhere on Facebook about some kind of burning sensation going on there. And he didn't even get it the fun way.
What's up, BC Treasure? How you doing, Jason? Sadly, Busby, the area where the event is at, there's no swimming. They do have kayak areas, but it is right by the dam. And they don't really allow swimming in that area. I do have another area where I'm thinking about taking them, though.
Okay. I was going to say darn because I
call it the Mob Bridge because it has mafia ties.
Ooh, are we going to make him go swimming with the fishes?
Possible.
Yeah. Although I probably should be getting down soon because I've been in a few minutes been up for 20 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need to get off here myself soon because they're trying to tell me to limit looking at a computer screen for about an hour, no more than an hour and a half. So
Oh, that would suck.
yeah, hour and a half at the most at the moment, and then take a break for about an hour. And then they're telling me also to make sure not to just sit the whole time. So otherwise, my leg goes completely dead for like 2 or 3 hours.
Fun.
Not even 35 yet. Dang. So,
Well, wait until they get the cyber parts and then.
hey, I'm all for going cyborg. But
Resistance is futile.
resistance is futile.
Yep. Sign me up. Oh, that was me? Yeah, was it a few weeks ago? I did that Borg one.
See, I've already had 5 shoulder surgeries, all of them being labor room repairs. My entire left arm has had surgery in one way or another. I remember at one point my deltoid was down near my elbow from me taking it. My knee has like
I should
5 or 10% cartilage left.
take your head off and put it on a robot.
If the nerve pain goes with it, then no.
Well, no, the nerve pain should be gone if the. Well, I don't know because
Yeah.
brain in a jar, like on Futurama.
Yeah, I thought about that whenever you said that. It was like, yeah, Futurama.
Futurama type thing. No, brain in Futurama's head in a jar. It was Doctor Who that had the brain in the jar. Never mind.
Yeah.
Watch
But
too many different weird sci-fi shows.
But yeah, so hopefully the next live, I will have all. Hopefully by the time I go live next, which may or may not be next week, it may be the week after Thanksgiving in December. Just because Thanksgiving, I already know I'm not going live. We're gonna be at family and all that. But either next week or in 3 weeks, I should say. I will be live again and hopefully have all the red tape, be able to start promoting the event again at that point a little bit. I do have some awesome things that I have made that I am waiting until that live to show people for the live or for the event. But like I said, I want to clear up the red tape first. So.
Oh yeah.
But I also want to thank everyone who came in here. I know that we haven't been live much or been consistent with getting any content out for my channel, but with between health problems and busy life, and a lot of other things, it's been hectic to run a live also.
Oh yeah, family. I mean, family health. That's what's most important.
True. So, but thank you all, and I will see y'all next time. So have a good night.
Night all.